Hi, this is Nicole Elissa, love coach for women who desire to feel irresistible in their own skin for good and call in their man. I have a very special video sequence that I've been recording for you, and it's all about the 5 essentials that help 5 and now 6 of my clients get either engaged or married in the span of the last 12 months. And that has been an incredibly beautiful experience, for my clients and for myself to just witness, to see how much they have grown, how much they've taken in the work, and how these principles really shifted their life. And I wanted to share with you how you could start to embody these principles and essentials as well. So the first conversation, the first topic that I gave it was around how, as a woman who embodies love, you just know that you're worthy and you don't take in anything that tells you any different. You got to forgive your past, you've got to move on. You just got to fully embrace that you're worthy no matter what. That has been my journey. It has been my client's journey. I have a vision of seeing over 100,000 women just owning that they're queens, that they're beautiful, that they're gorgeous, that they're worthy, that they're deserving. And in this second video today, we're going to talk about whether you're practicing innate trust or you are reacting. And this is a really important key principle because, feminine energy is the embodiment of trust. Now, in order for you to know whether you are, reacting or you are practicing innate trust, you've got to really look at what your actions are showing. So whenever I've spoken with women in the past, over the phone, and I've noticed this tendency of us to do this sort of work, to watch videos on YouTube, to watch summits, to read emails on love and articles on how to date, and at the same time, it's kind of like we take it on an analytical level, on a logical level, but we really need to take these principles and allow them reach to our heart, because if they don't reach to our heart, when the truth, when the moment of truth comes up, at your door, it knocks on your door, you will know whether you're practicing innate trust or you are reacting. Because when you are embodying the energy of truth, the energy of trust, what that does is that you will actually take a chance. Your thoughts about men, so to speak, will be different than if you were reacting. When the moment of truth arrives and you notice that you have hesitation, or you revert back to an old pattern, or you put up walls, that's how you know that you are reacting. So these women that successfully, got engaged and or married with the right man for them, they learned how to practice innate trust. In the moment of truth, they knew that they had to take a jump. They had to let go of the logic, and they had to let go of their past, the conversations of whether they were going to get hurt, or making it a repeat of what happened in the past. They had to learn how to practice innate trust. This is a term that I use with my clients, that I call learning to burn your bridges for love. You've got to let go of that analytical mind that tells you, that projects what happened in the past and puts it out in the future. If your mind is doing that, your mind is trying to protect you, and at the same time, it's projecting, a lot of pain and suffering. So you kind of stay in the middle, in between, and you don't take action, right? So that reaction keeps you attracting more of what you don't want. See, we are really powerful beings, especially women. We have such a power to create with our hearts, with our feelings and everything. So if your dominant vibration is one of, I gotta protect myself, even though you're reading or you're watching this video, you're watching other videos, that's what you're going to attract, because the major energy is one of fear. But if your major energy, the major one that you use, is one of love, you trust, you remain open, you stay connected with the vision of a man that loves you, that will treat you with unconditional love. And if that is your major vibration, and that is what you hold dear and you claim, that you will have that no matter what. It will come to you. Love needs to be your dominant vibration to attract your man. And that dominant vibration will be reflected by your actions. So I hope that this video connects with you. I would love to know what your thoughts are about this, because it's really important. This is the main thing that I see keep us stuck. So the other aspect of this element that I want to talk to you about is, what if you already practiced trust and it didn't work out? Because I know that that's a conversation that you might be having. Like, you might love what I'm sharing, but you're just like, but Nicole, I trusted before and it didn't work out. Now, here's what I know about this. When you take action in a form of trust, right? Like, if you take a leap, in that moment, from that energy of trust, but as soon as you take that action, your mind starts freaking out and it's like, oh, well, this better work or else, like, I'm doomed, and you start panicking again. Well, you just took one action based on trust, but then you reverted back to the energy of, I need proof, like, this is scary, and you're holding and making that vibration of fear bigger once again than the energy of trust and love. This is the main thing. If you take action, let's say, I'm going to tell you, like, I'll speak into people that I've worked with, and I've communicated with them in the past before. Whenever they would jump to work with me, I would tell them, like, hey, before you make this investment, it is important that you do this from a place of wholeness versus an energy of lack. How many times have you invested in something, or you've taken a risk, but then you're like freaking out, thinking about the worst possible scenario, judging yourself? Like, if those are your dominant thoughts, then you are approaching things from an energy of lack. And if your dominant energy is one of fear and of lack, you attract lack. You attract less than the expected result. So if you work with a coach, right, or if you go on a date, with a guy and everything, and you're very excited, but at the same time you're freaking out, like, I invite you to really just let go of the freak out. You cannot date for an outcome or looking at every single outcome to indicate whether it worked or not. You have got to practice innate trust and declare that your man is going to come in. So even if you go on a date with a guy and it didn't work out, if your energy sunk into the energy, oh, it didn't work, like, oh, this was a failure, oh, well, men are this way, or oh, this or the other, or I'm going to be single forever, like, whatever conversation you're having around that, if it sinks your energy, like, that's not innate trust. If you're always like this, that's not innate trust. You get to, in that moment, declare that it is working, that the universe is helping you. And if you can keep your frequency more so like this, it's going to keep on going upward, right? And that energy of trust holds the space for you to receive a man that's going to be there for you, the right man. So I invite you to see whether your energy is going like this, looking for signs to indicate that it's not working, that you're not lovable, because that's what you're saying when it's not going to work and that you're going to be single forever. Or are you practicing innate trust, trusting your vision, declaring for yourself, like, this is working. Thank God that it didn't work with this guy, but you know what? I'm proud of myself for how I showed up in this area. And I allowed myself to keep moving forward with an energy of innate trust. So really take this to heart, because your dominant energy is what is going to attract your man or not. Are you trusting fully, or are you reacting based on little pieces of scenarios that might pop up in your life? If you can practice seeing everything with love and learning to trust, take those jumps, and keep an energy of wholeness and of love as you do it, you are one step closer to meeting your man. I feel like this is almost 50, if not more, percent of the actual work that is required. So let me know how you resonate with this. We can talk about it. You know, I created a specific time for us to talk, and it's in my Call In Your Man assessment, where I'll give you pointers on what your, you know, your blind spots might be to attract your man, and if you want to explore us working together to really help you attract your man, then we can totally talk about that in the end if it's your choice. So here's the truth. You get to practice holding the frequency of love longer, letting that be your dominant vibration. And you'll notice it by how you feel. We cannot react to things as if they were the truth. Only our truth is what matters. And if you hold the truth that you are lovable and that the universe loves you and that things are working out for you, no matter what, you will see signs of that and you will manifest your man. So I'm sending you all the love in the world. Let me know what your thoughts are. This is a really important piece of the puzzle, and I would love to hear from you. Okay? Take care.